Okay, what's up? We're back with another training video today. We're going to do another outdoor plyometric jump and sprint kind of session. So absolutely just athletic day, perfect kind of day. One of the things I love to do, one of my favorite sessions. We're going to do some hops today, light to medium intense hops. We're then going to go into some dunks. We're at a basketball court right now, so we're going to go jumping, approach vertical jumps, try and touch the rim. We're trying to get as high as we can with that. We're not quite dunking yet, but we're trying to get to the height where we can dunk. And then we're going to do some top end speed sprints. We're going to move for the top end speed sprints. We're going to go to a track. It's like a 2 minute drive from here, so we're going to do that first. I just wanted to get some hops, and I wanted to get some approach vertical jumps in, and this basketball court's the best for it. So because it drives that intent when you're trying to touch the hoop or trying to touch the rim. So yeah, we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start off with our light intense plyos, then we're going to go into our medium intense hops, then we're going to go into our jumps. Yeah, so with those light hops, we're just trying to move the ankle in all different directions. Just trying to get ourselves nice and warmed up, getting our legs a little bit of elasticity working at a low intensity. Just helps strengthen the ankle up. Also just gets me warmed up and ready for the other session. I don't want to go straight into the medium intense or like the high intense kind of stuff straight away. So this is just kind of like a little warm up to get me going. Okay, we're going to do the medium intense ones now. Just a little bit of an increase in intensity. Can we jump in a little bit further than we were with the light ones, obviously. Then we're going to increase intensity over 3 sets until it's like a decent intense for the hops. If I had to pick one plyometric to do for the rest of my life, it would definitely be hopping. Some form of like high intense hopping. It's so amazing on the body because you're taking so much force through that body on one leg, like up to like 6 to 8 times your body weight on that one leg, especially the high intense variations. Maybe not with those medium ones, but when it's like the high intense variation, you're taking so much force through that leg that like it's obviously going to develop more power. It's going to increase your rate of force development in that single leg, and like just that motion of like bounding forward, hopping forward, it's almost like mimicking kind of sprinting a little bit because you're swinging that leg back, or your aim is to swing that leg back like you would in a sprint, but just on one leg instead of doing the 2 legs like you're doing sprinting. You're doing that on one leg, so you're probably taking up more forces on that one leg in hopping than you would in sprinting. So like that's important to be able to deal with that when you're playing sports or anything else. Because when you're in sports and you're landing on that one leg, your body is going to take up to like 7 times your body weight, 6 to 8 times your body weight. So you want to be prepared for that. And the only way to prepare for that, well, the best way I think to prepare for that is by doing high intense hopping or some form of hopping variations. So that's why they're my favorite, if not my favorite. That's why if I only could pick one, I would pick hopping for sure. Okay, we're going to go into our vertical jumps now. We're just going to see where we're at. We'll do a few warm-up ones and we'll get into max intent ones. Just going to try and jump as high as we can, see if we've improved at all. We've been kind of going through a more max strength kind of phase at the moment, so we've managed to increase our squat weight by 12.5 kilo in 5 weeks. So we know we're probably not going to be maxing out on or peaking our jumps yet, but we're hoping once we once we start focusing more on power output and more on speed, that built up strength from the squats now will come into my jump stuff. We're still going to try and push our squats a little bit more, try and get up to like 170 before we move into more of a power speed kind of phase, and hoping to use that strength that we've built up in the max strength phase and use that in the power phase for the jump. So right now the main aim is just to maintain our jumps in, keep a good stimulus in of them so we're not losing our power completely. Then hopefully all that strength built up from the squats and all the other exercises will show in the next few weeks when we focus on power and speed. Normally rest around 30 seconds to 60 seconds in between each jump. We're not feeling super powerful today, which is a bit frustrating, but we will continue going. We'll keep going. We've got one done the first 3, so we're going to go up to like 10 to 15 reps normally is what we aim for of max effort ones, so we'll just see how we get on with them. Never really been a very good jumper for some reason. More of I'm more built for like cardio. I've always had pretty good aerobic fitness, but my actual power output, my strength output's never been that good. So, and that's one of my main focuses is getting my strength up to a decent level. I think if I can hit a 170 squat, that'll be like over 1.7 times body weight of squat. So at that point, it's not really a strength issue. It's probably more just need to focus more on getting more powerful, improving that rate of force development, how quickly I can produce force. And that's what it's all about. Athleticism training, you need to take phases where you maybe focus a little bit more on max strength, but you keep all the other qualities in. So that's what I'm trying to do here, just keep the other speed and power in the program, but the main focus is getting stronger in general. So because it's hard to peak all physical qualities at the same time. You kind of need to pick one that you really want to peak at, or one or two you really want to peak at, and keep the other ones in a minimum effective dose, and then you can just keep improving it, keep doing that over time, trying to improve one or two physical qualities, keeping the other ones in, maintaining them, then the next few weeks trying to improve the other physical qualities, improving them, keeping maintaining that, and then just keep going like that, and eventually you're going to build up your athletic profile and you're going to be turned into an absolute beast. So that's what we're trying to do right now. Okay, these haven't been amazing today, but we've managed to do 15 jumps, so I'm a little bit frustrated with them, but it is what it is. We're going to do some top end speed sprints now. It's a little 2 to 5 minute drive, so we'll drive there, hopefully give our legs a little bit of a rest, and then we can go straight into our sprints. Just 10 meter, 20 meter flying sprints. We want to do it on the track so we can time it properly. Don't think the distances here are proper, so we want to actually time it, see where we're at, and try and improve that. But yeah, so we'll just move on to that. Okay, we're here at the track now. We're going to do our top end flying sprints. We're going to do 10 meter ones to start with, just a little 20 meter run up, and we're going to sprint for 10 meters. That'll take our top end speed at 10 meter sprint. Yeah, we love doing these, so we're going to do that. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't rain. It's a bit of a minging day, so I'm hoping it doesn't rain. But yeah, we'll get into our first rep. Yeah, I think it was like a 5 minute drive here, so maybe it's a good thing we managed to rest a little bit in between the jumps, because normally just go straight from the jumps into the sprints, but sometimes it's good to rest a little bit in between anyway, because then by the time I set up everything's like 10-15 minutes. We did a few lower intense runs, just get a little bit warmed up, get that running frequency in, so maybe it's a good thing to have that little rest. The legs are a little bit rested. Hopefully we can push now with these top end speed sprints. Yeah, it's beginning to piss down now, so we'll maybe try and do 3 more of these 10 meter sprints and then call it a day. Just want to talk about why top end speed sprinting is so important, especially if you're an athlete who plays a sport, because of the forces, the velocity your hamstrings take at full end top end speed sprinting is a stimulus you can't get anywhere else. If you look at most hamstring injuries, they happen in the bicep femoris muscle in the hamstrings. They normally happen in the swing phase of sprinting. So if your hamstrings aren't used to those velocities, the only way to get them used to those velocities is during training and doing top end speed sprinting in your training. Because if your hamstrings, as I said, aren't prepared for that velocities in your sport or whenever you're doing sprinting, then they're more likely to pull a hamstring or injure your hamstring. So the only way to properly train your hamstrings at those high velocities is by doing top end speed sprinting, and it's better to do it in training because it's more controlled. You can decide how much reps you do. It's not chaotic like sport is. Sport is very chaotic, so you're obviously trying to sprint and you change direction and all that, so obviously your hamstrings are taking a lot of velocity and they're not prepared for that. They are more likely to get injured. So, and that's why I think top end speed sprinting is so important, especially if you play a sport. Even if you don't play a sport, it's just good to be fast, working those fast twitch muscle fibers, keeping those hamstrings healthy. Sprinting is the best hamstring exercise there is out there, so even if you don't play a sport, I still think you should do some sort of form of sprinting. And it's enjoyable, especially when you got timing gates out. You're trying to time yourself, see how fast you can get. It's an enjoyable experience. So yeah, definitely should be doing sprinting, especially top end speed sprints if you do play a sport. So we're going to do 3 more of these because it is beginning to rain. We don't want to do too much. Don't want to ruin our timing gates with the rain. So yeah, just do 3 more. We'll stick to the 10 meters. I was going to do 20 meters, but these are not feeling amazing. We're getting slightly better each rep, so we're just going to stick to the 10 meters today. Okay, cool. That's us for the session. The beauty of working on sprints is that you don't need to do too much quantity. It's more about the quality. They weren't my best sprints, but they were all around about the same kind of time. So we're going to take that for now. We haven't done top end speed sprints properly in a while, so it's good to get some of them in again, get those hamstrings used to the velocities again, especially if I'm not playing sport right now. You need to get those top end speed sprints in. You need to keep those hamstrings feeling, touching those high velocities at least once a week. So that's the aim right now. Keep these in the program. 6 reps is probably enough just to keep them in, keep them maintained while I'm trying to build my strength up. But yeah, not the best session. Plyos didn't feel amazing either. The jumps weren't my best, they were quite poor, and the sprints weren't my absolute best, but happens sometimes. Not every session is going to be amazing. Right now I'm PRing in my strengths, and all the other qualities aren't really PRing at the moment, so that happens when you're pushing one quality over the others. But yeah, not much I can do about it. Eventually, once we've hit our max strength goal, what we want, we're going to focus more on these athletic qualities, and that's what training is all about. It's not just about a 10-week phase, it's not about a 12-week transformation. Athletic abilities or your overall fitness takes years in time to build, so as long as you're building it well, working on phases of strength, power, conditioning, and then changing it up, always keeping every physical quality in your program, but emphasizing 1 or 2 qualities at a time. That's exactly how to do it, and if you do that for years and years, you're going to become an absolute athletic beast. So yeah, thank you for watching again, and we'll see you next time.